All right, here it is, Friday. So we're gonna build a hoop right behind this toolbox here. You can come up like this and come down right here, and then we're gonna put our welding leads on there. Now we've got that first 90 built. We're gonna come over here in the center of this tube where I want that to land, to the outside of the tube over here. Let's call it 19. We use our test bend piece to go from center tube to outside. And then see, we've got it marked out for our bend line. This is our test piece. That's our bend line, so we mark our bend line and then we know exactly where everything's gonna land. And like I said, you have to bend it a little bit more so it springs back, and we've got it marked on the bender about where everyone is, and it's really close to a 90. For this kind of work, I'm not super concerned about it being exact. All we're doing just like that. There, so that gives you a pretty accurate measurement right there. Slide this up. Set it on your mark for the longest part of the coat. Now I'm going to go cut this line out and then smooth it up with a flat disc. Okay, all that knocks out to the line. Dude, it's gonna be so much more better laid out, I think. Easier to work off of.
Way better.
Yeah, way better. Like, Mini is up here. Trailmater was down here before for ease of working off of. Mini's here, and we're trying to go just right up here.
Right, a little bit above it.
A little bit above Mini. Kind of went a little old school on it, but I'm having some fun with it. So that's gonna be the positive. It's gonna go there, and then I'm building the ground right here. I've got it all laid out. I got to cut my 3-inch pieces here, get that all done, and then laid out on there, get that done, welded in there. I got the positive all wrapped up there. I'm about to knock out this one. I'm building it right here. Bring you guys along. I'll show you this. So there's all that. That's all tied up and ready to go. So I got to build another one over here, start hanging stuff off of that. I haven't decided if that's where the cooler's gonna live or not. I don't know, it's a little tall, I'm not liking it. So I've got the first hoop of this tow winch that we're gonna put on here. We're gonna do the same 8274 that we have on the back of Mini. We're gonna do one right here, and then there's gonna be some gussets from here up to the fender supports and tie into the frame and everything. So there'd be some gussets there to hold that. Then that winch is going right there. I've got it somewhat cleaned up. I got all these built. So I got D-rings here, snatch blocks here, soft shackles here, bridles here. Like I said, we're gonna do some runners from this down to here, and then that winch will go on here right above this winch. It leaves that open. We've got that right there, which that actually works out to a seat. So we've got that, and we still got the whole deck up top. Got all our tool storage, impacts, all that. Like, everything's looking really good. It's coming together great. I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. It is Monday morning. We're back at it. This is kind of where we're landing on this to be. Of course, it's going to be elevated a little bit so the winch line runs under it. But I'm kind of liking that. It'd be up and forward a hair, or back, sorry, back a hair. And then Mike is pulling the ramps off so we can fix those. Those got bent on the rental recovery, the Jeep Grand Wagoneer that went off on behind the rocks into nowhere, that the guy then ditched out and didn't pay us. And then when we tried to send him a new invoice, he accused us of extortion.
Oh yeah.
Extortion, yeah.
Put up this picture.
Yeah, he told Chris that if we tried to get money from him again, he was suing us for extortion. So that was awesome. So we didn't get paid for that one.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, and then another one is the Dodge with the Marmot. They the following week they changed their phone number and ditched out and never paid us. So
thanks, guys.
yeah. Thanks, guys. Anyway, so we're gonna get back at this. I moved it because it drives, it moves around, does things. But I'm gonna try and get the tool storage kind of sorted out, get everything laid out on how we want to do this. I'm trying to figure out if we're gonna throw the Milwaukee tools that were in the wrecker before back in there, or if we're gonna convert it over to the Harbor Freight tools. Some people have been asking in the comments how we feel about the Harbor Freight tools since we've been using them for a while. I'm really happy with them. Like, we had a couple grinders that died, but we're kind of abusive on grinders. But then they asked for them back so that they could see what happened to them so they can try and make them better. So it's like they're actively trying to make good products. And the batteries stay on way better than the other ones. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Mike?
They were pretty good.
I'm liking them, and for the price, I really like them. So
I'd say my favorite one is the cordless bandsaw. That's been my favorite of all the products so far.
Yeah.
The other stuff works. I have no real complaints. They're good.
Yeah, I'm liking them. All right, so here, I made this. This is gonna hold our jack, but it's open on the bottom so it doesn't collect any yuck. So come in from right there, Mike, and see if that'll go in there.
That'd work. Now we just strap it up here or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Ciao, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, Sean doesn't like my retro look. I was trying to leave the.
I'm gonna
Yeah, he's
smooth
smoothing it up.
I'm gonna smooth it down.
So that we're not bleeding like I already am. But that was for something totally different.
We're just gonna make it smooth. That's
Yeah.
We'll still be there.
Yeah. Anyway, and then Mike's almost got the off-road jack mount built. I'm gonna mount it up here on the pole.
Okay, so we've moved on to fixing up the little rope director guy there. What do you even call that? The bird beak?
Yeah, that's exactly what that is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna cut this off, weld this in here, exactly like we did on Mini. I'll cut all this junk end off, give us a little more room up, and give us the ability to take it off if we want to.
All right.
And then, yeah, then we can spool our new winch line up.
Side note, we got this guy welded on, the mount for the off-road jack.
Offroad jack.
Off-road jack. that way. Boom, got a happy home. And ready to go on that pretty much. We just got to make a final hold down, some kind of a way to keep it from bouncing out of there on rough roads.
Yeah. Really good comments. Everybody's excited to see what we're doing. We're excited to see it, how it works, all that fun stuff. But it's just hilarious the amount of comments. Like, they're like, oh, you just ruined that winch line cutting and torching on top of it. This winch line has been broke many times, and it's probably about 20 feet shorter than it should be. So we're already gonna replace that, so we know that. Let's see what are some of the other good ones. Ones I love. Oh, if you're gonna do that much work on the cab, why not just replace it? Which I love, because we did zero work on the cab. Like, we just put these in. And all it did was reinforce everything in there. It's way more tied in than it was, because all this was just kind of hanging. And we just put this on here for the roller factor of the winch. But anyway, we did this, and everybody's like, if you're gonna do that much work, just do a new cab. You understand how welded in place this cab is? Like, you're not replacing this cab. You would have to cut the entire exo cage off to put a new cab on, to then be scared about putting it into rocks. Like I said, I love the positive comments that they're just letting us do what we do because we know what we're doing. But I love the ones that just watch a video and just assume they know every single thing about the truck. Like, no possible way that we would know, having worked off of it and dealt with it and built it. Mike's got this winch mount. This part's done. We still got to do our bracing. This is so welded.
Almost. I still got a little more right down here.
Well, it's a double weld, so I've got everything that was up there in the tools and in the gas can toolbox, whatever thing that was here, is all in here. We've got sockets all in there, extensions. We've got ratchets, fuel pump, U-joints, random stuff, pliers. Then we've got electrical drawer, tire drawer, ratcheting wrenches, hammers and test lights. And then we come over here. We've got all our impacts, grinding discs, baling wire, nuts and bolts, random whatevers, all in there. Batteries, and all our welding stuff is right there. And then we've got bags up there with winch extensions, bunch of stuff up there. I've still got to do zip ties and some Allen wrenches and some other stuff, but it's all almost done. Perfect.
Done.
There it is.
Look at that.
We just need gussets there.
Right here, Mike.
Yeah, those there.
That's the last project of welding of everything that we need right
Still
there.
need to put a thing right here too.
I got the washers right there. I just haven't attached them.
All right, so a
Got
little bit
welders.
of cardboard design here.
Weld those on.
Yeah, we need a weld there and a weld there.
Okay.
So those will help keep those from flinging.
Happy?
Go ahead.
Okay. Let's get taller.
All right. We've got that winch mount all built and the winch is mounted. We gotta change out the toolbox, these wires, a bunch of stuff. We're gonna be upgrading that. See all that
Alright.
rope?
Yeah,
In there. Look at this. It even does things when you push the button.
yeah, it works.
Now all we need is another hybrid winch line. We're set.
Oh yeah.
And I'm excited to get it outside, walk around, look at it, pick stuff up,
Yeah.
pick the buggy up. We started last Monday because we didn't know what we were going to do. So we did a couple things and then we pulled this in. So it started Monday. It is Monday. It's all, I mean, we got to finalize a couple of things, but it's basically done. And that was with a holiday in the middle of it.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty good.
not bad at all. That is way more easier to work on than it was, or work off of. We gotta do one for the pedal hitch. We gotta mount it right up there.
Oh, tire extinguisher mount.
Yeah, and then we still gotta do a little rail around that right there to keep the bags in and stuff. But other than that, I'm digging it. Yeah, we're gonna put that right there so that the pintle hitch drops in there, and then we'll do another one over there for the hitch vise that we're gonna put on here. We're gonna get a hitch vise and put it up here, and then we might put a receiver hitch here,
Yeah, it might be handy.
because almost,
You're always working off the back of the truck.
yeah, but a lot of times like you're holding a vehicle right here as you're fixing a tie rod, so you don't want the vise right here.
Yeah, it might be more beneficial to be over here near the work table.
Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want it always mounted right here.
Right. Yeah, if you bolt it to the fender, inevitably you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Mostly of it getting covered in mud. Okay, here it is, folks. Final solution. Right there. We got other things. Rory's been busy.
Welding things.
Welding things, adding hooky widgets.
Yeah, this is very apt description of what that is. That is a hooky widget.
All right, here is our little perimeter bar.
Right there.
Yeah, just barely misses the latch on both sides.
So then a couple kickers.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that in place.
God, Sean, it's attached. Okay, it's not, but
Almost.
some of the things that hold it together are.
There was an incident.
For once, I didn't do it.
I did it. Yeah, I was welding along right by Rory's feet over there.
Right there.
Right down in that there vicinity. Anyways, there's an airline that looks real similar to this airline that runs across underneath the truck to
It doesn't look exactly like that airline.
it's a little more melty, a little less a little flamey.
There's no set rhyme, no reason to that one. That should be good. We've got 2 tree savers in here. We've got a big long static strap in here. Actually 2 or 3 for the longer ones in there.
Yeah.
And then 2 winch extensions.
Perfect.
And then snatch block galores, bow shackles, soft shackles, 10-footer Trailmater trail rope.
Trailmater.com or
TrailmaterTrailrope.com.
trailmatertrailrope.com. Or just click the link below.
Yeah, there is a link below in the description down there. I do that. See, I'm not a horrible YouTuber. Right down there fixing things.
Yeah, he's got the airline almost.
Well, there's a challenge. I mean, I could just zip tie it. I'm probably gonna just zip tie it, but all right, we're just zip tying it. There we go. Look at that. That is
You're missing the goods up here. Look at the professionalism. Look at that. That right there. That is nice work.
Sweet.
And it's magnetized.
Yeah, if it just works.
If it just worked.
It'd be cooler if it worked.
Yeah, it'd be sad.
Man, we're gonna have to weigh this thing now that it's all done and see what the new
girthiness is?
Yeah, see what she weighs. So now we just got a remote positive power here for the MIG gun on the welding locator.
That's like I said, we were kind of thinking about right here or right there.
All right.
And just drill that out. What's up?
You sure one right there?
If at any point you're unsure, the only accurate way to deal with that situation is to just run headfirst into a poor decision.
Yeah.
Full speed.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one.
Even Rory's getting safety glasses.
You know it's bad when I'm going safety glasses.
Victory!
Fine tuning.
Edgar, our friend.
Hands down, Mike's favorite tool.
Yeah.
Edgar.
Bandsaw, you're in second place.
Try a different approach. Positive stud.
Good.
Positive
Wonder what kind of positive.
It's super hot.
stud. Are you sure? I'm positive.
We know what that's for now.
It's the ground clamp.
The ground
for your-
clamp.
Look at that. 11.8. Ooh, we're gonna need to charge this sucker up. See what this reads. 0.
Well, if you put it this way, now check it.
Ooh, negative.
No, check your negative ground.
Oh. Yeah, see? Everything's negative if you go the wrong way.
Why does it do that? It's red light. Isn't it red for stop, don't do it? And then green is like, go ahead and go.
I think green is because it's like ground, like earth. Like that, like if you're in Europe or something.
You say that with a straight face.
Yeah, every time.
All right. It's been a long time coming.
here. What should we do? We should do this one and this one.
So if you guys never seen these before, this is called a super loop. It's like a soft shackle, but better because it's the right size.
Yeah, it's longer to where you're not trying to just get it around something or through something or whatever.
And they have the good attachment where, check that, super loop.
Yeah, Trailmater.
But notice this part here, how you can actually get it through there easily. A lot of soft shackles don't allow such a thing.
Yeah.
That's why it's not a soft shackle, it's a super loop.
Yeah, because it's better.
Because it's better.
And it knows it.
You can get those at Trailmater.com or Yankum Ropes, or there's a bunch of different places. We should grease that. So what's happening now is he's airing up the airbags so that it'll take the weight a little bit better. Looks like it could go up some more. Or at least on this side for sure. Yeah, both sides.
Well, that's 80 right there.
Okay, she's barely on the bumps.
That's all right. That's what they're for.
Yeah. Muddy. Okay, bad plans.
That right there is a good, comfortable height to pick a rig up to carry it off the trail. And that's about how high we could pick it before at the further setting.
Right, we had to have a much taller pole to achieve that.
Yeah, so I mean, we could go out, if we went out one more hole set, then it would be where the pulley was before.
Right.
In theory, but right now we've got it in there. We've got a lot more pick height that we can get out of it with this setup going over the pole as opposed to under. So now we've got more weight on the truck. And like I said, Mini's about 6,000 pounds,
Yeah.
and most of it is on the pole right now. So I feel really good about that. I'm really happy. Like the truck's a little more stable. Like when we dropped over on that side hill over there,
Yeah.
like it felt way better because the chains aren't as high, the whole thing's not as high.
Right.
So
Yeah, when we first come out of the parking lot, there's a pretty heavy side hill there, and it did not feel bad at all.
yeah.
Whereas previously, that would have been a pretty threatening maneuver.
Yeah. So I'm super happy with it. I think it's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm really happy with everything. And like I said, now the look of them, we got pack outs, we got pack outs, we got.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, I'm really
twins.
happy with it. Like I said, tell me what you guys think. Like I said, let me know. I do read them. Like I'm always kind of trash talking back to the comments because I do sit down and I do honestly read them because I do appreciate everything that you guys do to support us. So thank you very much for that. Like I said, tell us what you think. Is it better? Is it an upgrade? I certainly think so far, and everything that we've done. We're not gonna know till we get it out on the trail and really test it, and that's just gonna take time and wait for everybody to come here and break in springtime. But we are gonna be testing it out at the record games, but you can be sure we're gonna test it before then to make sure we're dialed in and ready for it. So hope to see you guys there for that. Thank you for all the support that you do, whether it's buying our merch, whether it's watching our videos, whatever it is. Thank you guys so much for it. We really appreciate it. Looking down on them.
All right.
I was looking at hitch vices on Amazon, right? And so then I find one, and they got all these good reviews about it, and then there's one bad review, and it's like $100 hitch vise, right? It's a $100 hitch vise, and the guy goes, "Don't expect this to last more than a year or two." After a year or two, it wouldn't open, wouldn't work, nothing.
well, yeah, it's out in the weather.
Yeah, like, oh wait, you mean you had to maintain it? Like maybe squirt some WD-40 on it occasionally? Oh my gosh, I bet it's the product's fault. What a piece of crap.
Yeah.